Schedule C.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Carl Hebeler, CPA, and we were talking about tax forms. And this session, I just want to spend another few minutes on Schedule C, which is self-employment income. We talked earlier about it, how it relates to your self-employment tax, but specifically, this schedule picks up your own business that is not a corporation, it's not a partnership, it's yours. It could be a single member LLC, but it's still your own income. So the one thing you'll know is the income could be given to you, reported on a 1099 or not. I mean, you could just be getting checks. You could be a dog walker getting 80 bucks a day, or tips, or people just giving you checks, but you're supposed to keep track of all of your income in some form, ledger. It could be Venmo. Now they're giving reports on digital transfers of money. So whatever your income is, you want to report it up here, and if it's 1099s, there'll be a place to enter just those amounts. The biggest opportunity for taxpayers or self-employed people is on the expense side. Sometimes it's overlooked, sometimes it's overused, but if you're doing any advertising, obviously on social media, you want to pick that up. There's a whole section on auto expenses. And that one, if you use your car or truck for business and personal, not a big deal. You can take a percentage, often miles. Say it's 58 cents a mile. You can do a mileage method or actual, whatever's greater, but you have to show usage of your vehicle for those purposes. You can, now with Google Maps, you can just track the miles going from point A to point B. Say you go to one client 3 times a month, you know it's 40 miles round trip times 10 or 12 months. You've got that chunk. You can actually build up your, and I've had to do this for audits to show the auditor how my client drove so much all over LA based on where the clients were, the studios were. Depreciation, if you have equipment in there, you can deduct that. Insurance, like if you might have workers' insurance or coverage for your work. Legal professional fees, lawyers, accountants, consultants, definitely want to deduct there. Office expense. If you're renting an office, this is not where your home office goes, but you might have office expense, just maintaining it. And if you rent it, that's where it would go in one of these two areas. If you have a pension to yourself, like a SEP, we'll put that there. And travel and meals, that's always an exciting one for a lot of people. They're always traveling. It's like, I went on a cruise and I worked. I thought about everything. Well, maybe, but if you just did not do anything, it may not be a deductible expense. We talked about deductions earlier, but if you traveled from Philadelphia to Miami 3 times to see a client or attend a conference or some convention, sure, bring it in and connect the dots. It's part of your business. Keep track of everything. Meals, usually it's 50%. Last year it was higher because of the pandemic, but 50% of your meals can be deductible if you are using them away from home. And travel also has to be away from home. It's not just doing one-day trips, but if you need to spend an overnight somewhere for a job, with a car or airfare primarily, or lodging, that's where that would go. And then other expenses, we have a whole nother department for that, and that's where you can list all of them, all of your subscriptions, your fees, everything you've spent to help you make money is going to be claimed here. And lastly, you want to pay attention to your home office, and if you have used your home for part of your business, the only rule I can tell you is the rule is it has to be continuous and exclusive. So if you have the dining room table and your kids are doing the homework and then you're having dinner and then you hit your laptop there at 10 o'clock at night and do some emails, that living room would not be a deduction. But if you have a third bedroom or a second bedroom or part of your main room And that's where you do your planning and your billing or your creative. You can take a percentage of that space and take a percentage of all the home expenses and put that in there. And there's a whole worksheet for that. So if you don't use your home at all, don't even, if you have another office you're going to, I wouldn't mess with it. It may not be that much money and it just triggers something that you don't want to worry about. But your home office for today, for a lot of people working at home, is not it is required. So don't overlook it if it does apply to you. So those are just some high points of Schedule C. It does require some accounting, some tracking on your own part. So you make sure you bring all those in. Look at your credit card statements, your bank statements, keep a documentation of your income, and you can have a good Schedule C that reduces your income with all the expenses, money you're paid towards that income. All right, well, thanks for listening, and see you next time.